Warning: the following video clip contains strong language and has therefore been rated 18 plus by the YouTube NECCA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ooh, hello everybody and welcome back to another bat report from WotDG Bat Reports. I bid you all welcome. Yeah, I even remembered that sentence. My intro. Felt really weird saying that. I haven't been doing one of these for can't remember how long. So guys, let's update you all on what has happened as of late in my life, I guess. So let's have a check. This little guy. Not only him, but we also bought a house, and then we have 2 dogs as well, and then I got a new job on top of that. So it's been and then also I got a lot of courses that I'm studying to. I'm working in IT, so I'm adding on top of my resume a lot of IT courses and stuff, and not only that, spending time with friends, just relaxing. Been doing a little bit of knife edge, not as much as I will probably like or prefer, but seemingly since I have this little guy and I love this guy, and he needs all my love and support, especially now when he's so young. So there's been a lot of duties to juggle around, I suppose, and yeah, but I'm happy as it is. Yeah, so that's it. There has been a couple of tournaments I've been to. I went to one tournament not that long ago. Came in, played my Beasters. Came in 8 out of 30 something. Might be 30, 32. Can't remember exactly. I was up on the second table for the last round, but one of my best friends kicked me down. That bastard. Fucking Kimani, playing Dreadels, and I think you all know the matchup for Beasters against Dreadels is just horrendous. So I actually have a couple of pictures from that game we can look at. So yeah, let's have a look. So this is, as I said, we were on second table before this game, and I was playing my Beastard list. It was about a pretty big push list with I'm trying out my center unit. These guys are newly painted. This is my last project that I was doing, and also used my Chariot unit for this tournament as well, with a Soothsayer Shaman kit. The guy with if you scarification and reroll to wound combination. It's a pretty solid combo. Anyway, so this is how it started. Kimani, he got first turn, pushed everything forward because he was afraid of my ambush units. This is, I think, the second turn or something like that we are already into, and the table is starting to look like this. Yeah, I'm trying to come from one side because I can't fight his entire force straight on. I think it was, let's see here, it was breakthrough as secondary. So I had the miners and the ambushers as my scoring units. Yeah, that was it. These guys haven't charged, they have just turned around, and you will see what happens. The giant will terror check them off the board. That was nice. And I come on and I chuck a lot of throwing weapons into his spearman block, gets a couple of them dead, and yeah, it was a very tactical game, very fun one. And then kept on going like this. You can see all the pictures. So nice to see all these minis, all the painted minis. Yeah, guys, so basically you can fast forward. I ended up with Kimani getting an 11-9, but then he did this bullshit maneuver with as he always does with his elves, and Congo line his elves, and barely got like a couple of them into the objective, and by that he got 2 scoring units into my deployment zone. I had only 1 in his, and he turned it into a 14-6 and got second place in this tournament. So congrats to Kimani. Well played, sir. Funny thing is that I went to this tournament because Kimani asked me to join him for this one. He said like, oh come on man, if you're not going I won't go, so let's go together. We booked a hotel together, went out, had a couple of well, I had a tuna steak, he had some beef steak something on the night there also. It was a 5-game tournament, so on the between Saturday and Sunday we were out having a couple of beers, super nice. Like half, at least half, maybe even more, the social thing about this hobby is why we're doing this, why I'm doing this. Definitely, if it weren't for all my friends doing this, I would have quit a long time ago, especially since they've done a couple of changes that I'm not that fully appreciative of as of late with Knife Age. Maybe a lab, for example, that didn't really go my way, but well, there's so many super nice people playing this, and especially if you go to a Swedish tournament. I don't think I've ever had a bad game in a Swedish tournament, not as I can recollect anyway. But anyway guys, sorry, I'm just rambling on. You're here for a batch report, right? So let's head on and do that instead. Okay, so let's see what we're playing for this time. That's right guys, the horny goats are back in action. Man, hell yeah. Alright, so for starters, that awesome introduction song was Temptation with Oppenent, another Swedish metal band for you metalheads out there. Love those guys. And then for starter guys, I would just say that coming out of the gate, I will try to cut the videos shorter from now on. I know that my videos has been a little bit long. They used to be around like 45-50 minutes, so I'll try to make them 30 minutes or so, because I think like the average attention span doesn't go as much further than that. But then again, like, you're my audience, so please tell me, what do you guys prefer? Do you like to see longer videos, like 50 minutes or so, 40 minutes? I don't know, where goes the limit? What's a good measurement for a good battle report? What do you prefer? I think 30 minutes is perfect. I don't know what you guys think. And also on top of that, I will also always try to be as entertaining as possible. This is what this channel is all about, fun. That I think the game should be focused fun. The game, after all the technical stuff that comes after, the fun part is the most important part. That's why we're doing this. That's why I'm doing this anyway. I don't know, you guys might have some other preference perhaps, but fun is the center of this. So that's it. So guys, I've just basically, instead of saying, oh, this is this and this is that, I will just try to say what my thought is with the list. This list is tried to be an all corner list. This is actually a practice game before a tournament. Also, I think this is most probably what I will take to Swedish Masters. So I will try to, over a set of course of games, tweak this list to as much of perfection as I can. If you can ever go perfect with Beast Search. I don't think you can, but they are maybe not the best army out there. I would say they're a pretty bad army, but when it comes to like all the metagaming and such, especially here in Sweden, because there's so many elves out there, so many dreaders, like 50% are playing like Sylvaness dreaders, so boring to see, but yeah, that's what the meta is at the moment anyway. So anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. The list is basically super heavy on magic. It's a very heavy magical list. So you throw in shit units that cost nothing, and you buff the shit out of them and try to get your point value for it. So basically you can send in like 6 pigs, 375 points, buff them with stone skin, buff them with rears to hit, buff them with whatever, buff them with totems and such, and then they can go in and do whatever. And you know, with the forest you get +2 to cast on the druid, and I get +1 to cast on the evocation. If I have totems from the forest as well, it's 1 harder to dispel them. 3 channels. It's all the synergy with this list, all the magic. And also against elves and other things that even if you cast all the magic in the world, you still will have a hard time to deal with them. Like those I'm thinking about. You have 2 Cyclopses, you have 22 shots from the Centaurs, you have 32 times 2 times shots from the Ambush Goats, and I have the ball thrower weapon on the Centaur Chieftain, so there's so much trash that I'm throwing at you. So eventually things will start to wither and go down and die, and then my heavy hitters can then finally just clear it off. That's the whole idea with the list anyway. So enough guys, I think I've rambled enough. The pause here if you want to check it further. I think we move on to my friend's list instead. So let's check out what he's playing this time. Right guys, here we have Matt's Voice of the Dark Gods list. Yeah, and he's going for an entire lust theme it seems, except for some gluttony there in the voice. But for starters, of course, that introduction song was Black Hole with We Came as Romans, Vakar. Awesome band. Alright guys, so let me just again give you the gist of what the list is all about. So basically it's a double flee list. You push forward with like chariots, knights, whatever. You make him charge, you flee, you regroup, you come back, you flee, you regroup, you come back, and then you counter charge with chariots or knights or whatever. It's you need to be tactically savvy, you need to be pretty good and have a pretty good understanding of the game mechanics if you want to pull this off. But here's a new thing that I didn't know about Mats going into the game today. Mats is an old ETC player from the Swedish ETC team back in 2006 actually. So by knowing that, I know that Mats is a very good player. I have played him once before, and that game I think went 11-9 to him. He played against my Beasters. It was in our previous club tournament, our in-house club tournament, and he beat me in that game like whatever, super small margin, but it was a very fun game anyway. So I know, and also I have started to know Mats a little bit from going to tournaments and such. Mats is usually always going to tournaments as well, and he's usually doing pretty good in those. So it's always nice to be challenged. So that's why I really like the challenging aspect of this. So and I really like this list also. I don't know if I have any input to give here. Mats asked me several times today about what I should have changed with his list and not, but I think it's a very solid list. I don't know, maybe the Giants could be replaced to something else. I don't know if they are good iteration to his list. Maybe those could have been filled in with something else. But guys, I'll let you decide what you think about the list. You can comment down below. So enough said, let's move on to the battle report and see how it went. Right guys, we have finally arrived to the battle report, only 15 minutes later or something like that. But here we are. But today it's a little bit special today, since I haven't done a battle report in like ages. So please bear with me, have some forgiveness. I am very rusty when it comes to this now. I have probably missed a fuck ton of pictures, and I can only apologize. But I will do my best to go through the course of the game as it was played out. Alright, so for starters, we are playing a secondary objective breakthrough. So that's a super nice secondary for me, the Beasters, since I have scoring in ambush. And then we are playing marching columns, my favorite or not deployment type. It's absolutely my most hated deployment type. I don't know anybody that likes playing marching columns, to be honest. But maybe you guys have found somebody out there that does. So let's start off by looking at spells. So here are the goats spells. So we have Fountain of Youth, Oaken Throne, the Regen spell, Master of Dick, Summer Growth, Stone Skin, and then we had all the totems, Evocation of Soul Spectral Blades, and Haste in the Hour. I took Haste in the Hour since he had 2 juicy night units that I wanna cast my Haste in the Hour at. Mats have these spells. He has Glory Gold, Ward of Iron, and Alchemical Fire on his Alchemical Adepts. And on the demon thing, he has Veilwalker, Sorcerer Immortal thing here as an upgrade, and then I think this is the hard target one. Yeah, he's super scared about my Cyclopses hitting him with a rock to the face. And then he took Wrath of God and Hellfire as his spells. Also, I think he has Mighty Unbeliever as well. Yeah. Pretty sure he had. He threw it a couple of times. So we had a roll-off to see who wins the side, and Mats actually won that roll-off, so he got the pick size. He took this one because he wanted to take cover for his demon behind the big rock here from my Cyclopses, and I said fine, I'm okay with that. So I started to deploy from the right here, and then I moved to the left, and he followed through with the same course of action. He also wanted from his left to his right. So after deployment, Vanguard scouts, everything is done. The table is gonna look like this. So we have one Cygor, big unit of paired weapon goats. My general, behind the general we have my bunker with soothsayers. We have piggies, we have another Cygor, some gargoyles, and my vanguarding centaurs. From his left to right he have 2 Lust Knight units, behind them some flayers, then he has 2 Lust Chariots, chosen chariots, then he has some flayers, a giant, a big ass unit of Gluttony Warriors with his Alchemy Mage. The wizard is somewhere, the demon is somewhere behind the hill here, and another giant on that side. Also, I don't think we can see in this picture, I will drop my forest here somewhere, I will show you. So here's the table from another angle. So here we have it. Here's a much better look at the table. So I dropped to go first. Mats I think he really wanted to go first, but hindsight 2020, I don't know if it was really worth it. The only thing maybe is that I can avoid getting combated to the face turn 1. But I didn't move much at all actually. I stood in place because I'm quite aware of what he wanna do. He wanna push forward and flee with units and counter charge and stuff. So I wanna let him do the pushing, so I can just set up charges, see where he lands at after, and then use my gargoyles. The gargoyles is probably gonna be the most important unit that I have here for all the chaffing and such. And then I don't know what my ambushes would do except try to get the objective, of course. Anyway, so this is the movement phase. I slightly push forward and just set up in position to make sure he can't run around my flanks and such, and yeah, that's it. So we go into the magic phase, and I got a pretty big card. I get off several spells that I really want. Oaken Throne, for example. I got off Blackwing Totem on the pig, so now I will make it hard for Mats to push forward because my charge range will be so long. Right, so after magic we go to the shooting phase, and one of the Cygors actually hits a rock into the Slayers. The idea was to cause a panic here and try to make them flee off the table. I get 1 dead by the big hit, but then I think I would have won more than Matt saved it or something like that. So with that said, we're over to Boris turn 1. Another picture of my spells. Also got off Stone Skin on the goat unit here, worth noting. Right, so Mats is checking charges here, I suppose. He doesn't want to charge anything, so he just pushes forward with everything. And as said now several times, we all know what he want to do. He want to do the double flee maneuver thing. So he pushes forward and angles up like this. Claims the hill over here with his warrior block. Behind them here somewhere, I don't think you can see him, but the demon is still covering behind the hill over there. If we go into his magic phase, he gets number 8 spell card. I'm super happy about this because that gives me 7 dice to the spell the Comet. And Mats get off a Hellfire on my goat unit, kills like 2 goats because they have Stone Skin up. Not much they can do, not much else happens. Comet gets the spell by me. Over the goats, turn 2. Right, so with that, considering he has given me the option, I charge with pigs into the closest last chariot. Mats chooses to flee, of course. Then I redirects into the second chariot, and Mats flees there as well. So now they will just fail charge forward. My general then also tries to charge his flayers. I think I needed 10 here. It was 18 inches away. Mats then thinks for a bit, but then decides to flee, considering because the chariot is behind his units. In case I gets the charge, I will overrun into chariot, get 2 units, and then get to take a test and pivot as I want after. And then Mats will be in all kind of serious hurt. So he flees. So with that said, the table is gonna look like this after charges and movement has been done. So I will then screen off the knight units, because this is exactly what I knew he wanted to do. So I laser point with this and make sure that he can't charge the pigs. What he can do is, however, combo charge the gargoyles if he wants to. But if he does this, then he will first have to make the overrun. I think it was a 7 to make it. If he does it, it will be a charge into my pig unit in my combat, in my turn of magic. And then I think I can, I will just allocate all resources for that combat, and I think I will wipe that unit after. Because I don't think he have understood as far for the moment how strong the magic phase is for this list. Also worth noting is that both ambush units are coming onto the table. I rolled 3+ on both of them. I don't know if I really wanted that. I would have preferred if they both actually came on turn 4. That would have been the ideal thing, so they can just claim a corner each and then only sit there for the objective. So after that we go into the magic phase. Nothing really of importance happens. I actually kill 5 fallen with 1 master of deck. That was hilarious. But I think he's fearless, so nothing else happens really there. Then I shoot with everything that I have into the surviving fallen. I do 0 wounds. I absolutely whiff. And then I do a couple of wounds here onto, I think I did like 5-6 wounds to the knights. He saves everything there on the knights. The Cygors shoots at the chariot. One of them hits, but Mats saves it on a 6+ there as well. So shooting is well, very lackluster. Off to Warriors of the Gorge, turn 2. Right, so here actually Mats surprises me for a bit. He charges the giant into the flank of my general. So he's hoping to be successful and brave and maybe do a wound or something here and actually win the combat. He's gonna go in, he's gonna have fear, he's gonna have charge, he's gonna have flank, he's gonna have big flank. So that's up by 4 for the moment. If he does a wound, 5, and then he's just gonna hope for me to whiff, I suppose. I've hit on 3+, wound on 2+. I have reroll probably on both with 4 attacks. I don't know. But anyway, he ties down my general no matter what. Other than that, he goes for the combo charge with both knight units into the gargoyles. Then he rallies with both fleeing chariots. It turns them around like this. I think the flayers continue to flee off the table actually, so the flayers are gone now, so that's super nice. We go into Mats' magic phase. He gets a hellfire off of my goats, kills 3 of them, doesn't force a panic check, and then he buffs, I think his warriors here with +2 armor save. So that's a pretty successful magic phase for Mats. That means that my goat block doesn't really want to go in there anymore. Now I'm taking this unit very seriously. Then we go into combat. The giant goes in, does actually a wound to my general. So I think that's about average. I go back and do like 4 wounds to him. So we tie combat to sit there. I go in here and absolutely destroys the gargoyles. We doesn't even roll for this. He overruns the knights into my pigs, and I'm super happy about this actually. It's a trap! Close up of the combat here. So with that said, we can go over to goats turn 3, and it's gonna look like this basically. Alright, so what we do here is that we take the centaurs here that you barely can see out of picture, charges his knights that had killed off the gargoyles. He chooses to flee. I then charges again with the goats here, pushes them over here to the outside. The reason why I want to do double charge is now he can't use his feign flight rule, because now he will stick here and can't move after. So that's why I'm pushing forward the Cygor, just to pin him in place and make sure that I can charge him and probably, well, kill him after, hopefully. Other than that, we don't do much else except like move the Cygor here and shenanigans the backs of the wild goats actually, because now we're taking his warriors very seriously. And then we go over here and want to shoot at his demon. We can actually spoil this already, but I do 3 wounds onto the demon with some silly throw weapons, hitting on 6s, wounding on 6s. That was hilarious. Mats didn't see that coming for one bit. Neither did I. Anyway, in the magic phase, we buffed my general just to make sure that he doesn't take any unnecessary wounds from his giant. But it gives 5+ regen to the pigs, which you can see here. Stone skin onto the general. The general's wounds are now all recovered also from heals from Druidis. Then in combat, the general just kills off the giant. It's gone. Knights die from the pigs. Not surprised there either. Or actually, no, sorry. They don't die this turn, they die in his turn after actually. So pigs kill 3 knights, he kills like 1 pig, that's it. So then it's gonna look like this into the warrior's turn 3. And Mats rallies his knights over here, both his chariots charges into by ambush units, sad face. And then he takes this giant over here and solo charges into the goats. No, actually, he took the warriors also and charged into the goats as well. Failed the warrior unit. Also here, this was a big surprise. He takes the fallen here and charges the Cygor as well. So warriors failed charge into the goats, giant charges in, makes it, and then fallen into the Cygor. That's it. Then we go into Mats' magic phase. Close up of the fallen warrior for combat. Right, so Mats buffs the giant for a bit. Can't remember exactly what it was. Gives this war unit rerolls to wound, like I think that was called Glory of Gold. That's it, I think. Then we go into combat. Knights die. Giant takes 4 wounds, does 6 wounds back to me. I hold on steadfast. It's hilarious. Mats goes in and does like 2 wounds maybe to the Cygor. I say both of them, roll a 6 or stomp, and just crushes those fallen. They're like 8 wounds or something altogether. That was hilarious.
My nigga.
Right, so that frees up my BSB. The BSB then charges out and clears off the giant as he's in combat with the goats over here. The pigs just shenanigans and moves over here to push forward and make sure that I have a counter charge in place if the chariot want to charge into my Cygor. I push this up with the centaurs over here. In his turn, as you guys can see, he killed off this unit of goats or made them flee off the table. This ambush unit have fled over here and it is now here. Also, I charged his knight unit after they have rallied, and he fled. Considering his lust, he doesn't take DTs through, and the impasse here and such, he's ending up over here. I counter charge his big warrior unit with a Cygor to the flank after killing off his fallen, and my general into the front. That's it. We go to the magic phase. Right, so magic phase, I buffed the general, I think it was, with like stone skin and stuff. Yeah, something like that. So here we can go straight to combat because shooting did nothing. And magic wasn't really that important. So in this combat I go in and smash a couple of warriors. He goes back and does 2 wounds to the Cygor. He took of course the challenge with the champ, so he took all the impact hits to the face with that guy. He passes his steadfast check. Also worth saying again is that the BSB he had charged out of the unit into the giant and just cleared him off. So let's head over turn 4, Warriors of the Dark Gods. Alright, so this is what happens. Last chariot charges into the Cygor. He then turns around the other last chariot to be ready to take a centaur charge to the face. He counter charges the demon into the Cygor over here. I don't think you can see him. Apparently that demon has been invisible the entire game. And I can't slide further because then I will spoil the combat. So, alright. We just sit on this picture for a little bit. Alright, so we go into Mats' magic phase. He gets off Glory of Gold. No, what's it called? The +2 armor save on his war unit here. Gets flammable onto my Cygor. I think that was the only spell that he actually got, but that was the only spell that he really wanted also. He goes in and he does 5 wounds. I'm not kidding you. I did no saves, nothing. The demon just absolutely destroyed the Cygor. That was hilarious. Hitting on 2s, wounding on 4s. And then I think he actually snuck through a wound or something onto my chariot as well. I killed like a warrior or something. I think he killed a couple of warriors, but he still wins pretty big here. Makes my general flee. I did not expect this one bit, to be honest. Also, like the demon had 2 wounds left, so going into my Cygor here was super scary for him because I had divine attacks and everything. I did not expect him to actually charge him, but Mats did. Wins big because he rolled out of his ass, and it makes me flee. I roll a 7. I feel like, oh fuck, I'm gonna super die here. Mats rolls a 6 on his pursuit, and thankfully here I have actually done something good for once. I've taken up a Briar Beast and pushed it over here, and that means that he's gonna flank charge it because, as it's angled. So now it's gonna basically look like this. So he's flanking into the Briar Beast that is here, and then I have another Briar Beast here. So, like here, we have to use this picture actually. And then the other combat, the chariot goes in, does like 1 wound onto me. I do 1 or 2 wounds back to him. It's a complete whiff fest. Nothing else happens really. But that means that my Cygor will stick here, and he's gonna be in a lot of trouble after because the pigs is just gonna go in and ram that chariot. So let's head over to turn 5 goats. Alright, so considering that he's flanking here, my beast is charging into his flank, the Briar Beast holds him there, and the other Briar Beast comes into the flank as well. Pigs goes in, charges this chariot, these guys goes over here and charges. We can just eradicate all these combos, like these two, they are super dead. Pigs finish that guy, these centaurs finish that guy. So this is the important thing. Alright, so I do everything, absolutely everything I can to like throw whatever buff I have into the combat. I throw Stone Skin onto one of the Briar Beasts, the one that he has flank charge. Considering it's unbreakable, I just want to make sure that he's there, so I pin him in place so I have him from 2 angles. I use regen, I use everything just to make sure that he's still in combat. I pushes through Spectral Blades, Lethal Strike version onto the flanking Briar Beast, everything there. But guess what? Look at this. Look at this picture. I think here, yeah. Mats again rolls out of his fucking ass. The demon goes in, one-shots that Briar Beast. He has toughness 8, I think. 7 at least. He just fucks it up completely with the demon. Rolls 3 6s to wound. It's like, okay, are you kidding me? And then I have challenged the Alchemy Mage here. He declined it. He had like 6 attacks to the other Briar Beast. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s. Did 3 wounds. Kills that Briar Beast as well. He also sneaks in a wound onto my BSB, I think. So he rolls out of his complete ass here. I killed like 3 guys, I think, with my BSB. I'm down to like reach 4 or something, I think. 5 at best, 4 I think it was. I expected to win this combat, not only win, like win pretty big. I think average counting everything, I think I should win by 2 here, at least. So but thankfully I rolled a 4 or 5 or whatever it was and sticks there, so at least I have that going for me. But that was my turn. Now it's over to Mats' turn 5. And Mats jumps over the demon after he has crushed my Briar Beast and everything, and uses a Hellfire. I think he cast it by 4 dice. I had 5 or 6 to the spell. I use everything. I roll like 4 or 5 ones. He gets it through. It was the 2d3 version, I think it was also. Anyway, whatever it was 6 hits, and he wounded everything, killed the unit. I had like 6 left. It was like, bro, okay, that was my saving grace to get the secondary, so that's not gonna happen now. So back to this picture again, and here he actually buffs and uses like rerolls the wound and stuff onto my pigs because he's expecting to win the combat, if not win then kill me even outright here. So all his buffs goes into like trying to buff the warrior unit and then take the shot from the pigs. However, Mats whiffs here actually, and does only like one. If it was more than that, then anyway, my BSB survives, sticks again, and then I can so then it goes over to Beast Turch turn 6, and look at this, he's in the forest, so he's not steadfast anymore. Pigs charges, fails to charge, but look at this, my general charges in, clears the day. The saving general of the day goes in and smacks the fuck out of the unit. I think he challenged with like his alchemy mage. I took him for the BSB, survived that again because I had like heals and stuff onto the BSB. He took the BSB down to 1 wound, and then he lost by a lot. I went in, rolled a 6 on impact hits, just trampled the entire unit and ran them over. That was so nice. So what Mats have left now is this. He has his demon left and his knights that actually rallied over here. Then he pushed them through and stuck them over to claim the objective. Demon then runs over and pushes. He gets the number 1 spell card, 5 dice hellfire onto my BSB, and the poor fucker dies in horrible chaos flames. Here ends the game, guys. Turn 6 warriors. Right, it was a complete bloodbath for the warrior side at least. But the warriors held on through and claimed the objective at the end. So let's tally up the scores and see how it ended. Right, so on victory points, goats win by like 1,000 or something, a little bit more. So that's a 13-7. But sneaky warriors, they claimed the objective at the end there. So it ends up a gentleman's game for a 10-10. Super well played, Mats, and of course I wrote Warriors of the Dice Gods. That's just a fun meme joke. I think dice didn't really have that much to do with the game. It came really as a surprise, and it swung really the game favorably for Mats when he rolled out of his ass in the combat there. But it made the game way more interesting and way more fun also. So good on him. Okay, so. Recap, what could we have done differently? My goat block and my ambush units, I think I misplayed them. They should have been played better. I did not get what I expected from them. Pigs was the MVPs, I think. Yeah, they did really well. And Mats was joking during the game. Said, "Why the hell do you only have 6 pigs, man? Like, I will have at least 3 of those units. Like, spam that unit as much as you can. They are so broken." I'm like, yeah, I have a really good friend that is saying the same also. He's like, "Pigs, bruh, pigs." So broken, bruh. With like 375 points for 21 strength, 6 attacks. Yeah. Why not? That's a really solid unit in my book. Sure, they have their disadvantages, of course, like super poor leadership and stuff. It has to be always babysitted by general and such. But yeah, like 375 points. Come on, they're almost chaff at that regard in my eyes. So yeah, I really like them. Anyway. Awesomely played, Mats. You did this game very well. It was a very strategic, very fun game, very tense. Yeah, a lot of thinking going on here. So, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, add the thumbs up, please. Share, like. If you want to see more of these, comment down below. I will try to do my best to get you all through the journey to Swedish Masters. So all the practice games and then Swedish Masters, which will be in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I think it might be months actually. It's in the 6th of September or something like that. It's in the first Saturday in September anyway. And I'm gonna do my best to bat wrap those games. No promises, but I will do my best. Okay, guys, on to the next one. See you all. Take care. Bye.